We're coming up to a rolling start, side by side. They will come down towards the green light. The safety car's moved out of the way now, and we will be set to go. And about 10 seconds a lap difference between the two front row cars, so you expect Steve Lacey will pull away fairly quickly.
Well, Steve Lacey, he's got clear track this time, so let's see what he can do in terms of lap times. Let's see if he can break the 2 minutes 10.9 lap record that he set in race number 2. Green lights, away we go, and Steve Lacey will pull away to an early lead. Gar Robinson, the American, in the TA2 car, slots into second position at a big moment there. Jim Polisena off, and we've got a car in the fence. That's Rusty French in the wall. The number 55 car of Russell Wright has spun. Jim Polisena and Rusty French both in the sand at Hell Corner, and that will be a safety car intervention without question.
Yeah, Russell Wright went around. He's still parked around the other way. He was sort of the one that really almost triggered that by getting loose. Whether there was contact or not, we're not sure, but the others had virtually nowhere to go and then were fenced on the outside. So unfortunately, we've got both those cars. So we've got another one gone around at turn 2. Car 67, Steve Burridge in the Monaro. And that's copped a fair bit of damage as well. It looks like there was other cars involved, but they've managed to continue. And that Monaro's a little bit damaged on the left rear of the car. I've got a replay of what happened here at the start. Lacey straight to the front, as one would have expected. Gar on the outside, Gar Robinson, yeah. You can see that Russell Wright just lost the rear end of the car, and that's sort of what triggered what happened after that.
Well, that's the second retirement from 2 races for Rusty French today, because he pulled out of the Group S race in the Di Tommaso Pantera with mechanical problems earlier as well. And that's the incident for Steve Burridge. It was one of the other Monaros on
Murray
there.
Kent.
Yep.
I think Murray Kent was just an innocent victim there. He tried to get around the outside, but as the black Monaro bounced off the wall and sort of tagged him as it went past. Certainly not the way we wanted to start this race off.
So Steve Lacey leads, Gar Robinson still second. Steve Coe taking advantage of that opening lap pandemonium to move up into third position. Ian McAllister, now the second best of the TA2 cars, in fourth position ahead of his son Hugh McAllister. And good to see that Rusty French has been able to get out of the TA2 car under his own steam. He'll be into the back of the medical car and taken out of harm's way.
Yeah, Rick Newman up to 6th spot. He started 10th on the grid, so it's a pretty good start for him. And yeah, certainly some damage on the Hold Monaro of Steve Burridge. He's been able to continue, lost the rear bumper, and it can continue with that. And just give it a little shake there, and it should just pop off. We didn't see it, but it went.
Still attached at that point there as he exited the cutting, and there it goes. So that'll be something for, well, there we go. How convenient. It's dropped right next to one of the flag points, so the officials will be able just to jump over the fence, grab that and remove it from the racetrack.
Safety car lights are out. Safety car has gone, and we're going to go back to racing. And let's see if Steve Lacey can bolt away and try and break his own lap record as he heads up towards turn 1 for the first time. In third position's Coe, followed by McAllister. Then it's Rick Newman, Steve Hay. We haven't spoken a lot about him. He got penalised out of the first race, pushed him way back down the field, making somewhat of a comeback as we see Rick Newman go past Ian McAllister. That
Falcon's got plenty of straight line speed, because he just drove past both the McAllister TA2 cars up Mountain Straight. The McAllisters have been pretty much inseparable all weekend. It's been a fight between the two of them as to who can finish ahead, father or son.
Well, Newman's just gone past Stephen Coe as well. So that car, well, I gather that would be a sports sedan, a chassis car, of course. I don't think it complies with improved production these days. That's where he came from with a previous car, an AU Falcon, but certainly making good progress. The two McAllisters, father leads son. That'll be bragging rights at dinner tonight, no doubt, as they chase Coe across the top. And I think the next one after that would be Steve Hay. That's the look-alike to the 84 winning Commodore in the 1000 here. The Dayglow orange and white car of Steve Hay. Currently in position 7. And another one we should mention is Cameron Sandel in the Camaro TA2 car. He's been slowly working his way up through the field. He's currently running in 10th position.
First time for him racing at Mount Panorama this weekend, as it is for a number of drivers in this field. So as he's become more familiar with the circuit, he has improved his lap times. He'll be one of the drivers that we'll see competing full-time in the TA2 series this season, as we see the battle between a couple of improved production cars. Chris Thomas in the Tirana XU1, which we see racing in the New South Wales improved production car championship, just behind Michael King and also Peter Burns in the E36 BMW 3 Series.
Yeah, the Michael King car, of course, is a production car, production Evo 10. So it's a good comparison of newer technology versus older technology. And of course, Chris Thomas's XU1 Tirana dates back to the early 70s and giving the newer car a little bit of a hurry up as they exit out of the chase.
And looking down on the inside, here he comes for a move at Murray's Corner. Chris Thomas throws it down the inside, takes a bit of curb and grabs that position. So nice textbook move there from the Tirana driver. Always interesting, two completely different types of cars, but they're very evenly matched in performance. The rear-wheel drive, modified, improved production Tirana versus the turbocharged, all-wheel drive Mitsubishi Evo.
Yeah, 3.3 litres of General Motors' finest six-cylinder Tirana, as you can hear by the sound of it. Very different from the normal Tiranas that we see these days that are running around in historic classes and retro classes, which are usually V8s. This predates that one, of course.
And Chris Spannix in the Mitsubishi Evo 9 becoming a part of that battle as well. Some cars in this field that are actually time attack cars as well that have been modified to go a bit further than just one flying lap.
Michael Woodcroft pulls his LH Tirana into the pits. That's been done up as a replica of the Gowan Hindhoff car that Peter Brock and Brian Sampson raced here in 1975 and won the event.
It's been a tough weekend for him, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had all sorts of fuel regulator problems yesterday and they continued. But the interesting part of all that is that Bruce Hindhoff, who actually won the class here in 1969, is a distant relative of our Bathurst 12-hour Radio Le Mans commentator in John Hindhoff. And John was very keen to, oh, what a move. Round the outside, down into the S's, down to the dipper. Chris Thomas took on the BMW and came out on top.
That was very gentlemanly there from Peter Burns, giving him enough room so that he was able to safely make that move. Now here comes Stephen Lacey, 2 minutes 13.1, 1 lap to go. On those numbers, I'm not quite sure that he's going to get down to the 2 minutes 10 sort of times that he would need to get down to be able to break the lap record that he set earlier, as we see a replay of this move. Round the outside into the left-hand S, which then put him on the inside for the next right-hand part of the S's, heading into the dipper.
That's a bold move. You do need the cooperation of the guy that you're passing. And on that occasion, he did get it. Here's our race leader in Steve Lacey in the Chef Camaro Sport Sedan. Second in the New South Wales State Championship last year. Raced in the Australian Championship as well throughout 2017. And of course, Repple Motorsport, which is his business, motor racing business, has been responsible for putting the Skye Sands combined sedans on here at Mount Panorama this weekend. And I think they've done a pretty good job with the variety of cars that we're seeing in the field this weekend. And as he said, different aero on this car to when he previously raced it here, so a lot faster across the mountain. Not quite as quick as the 301 kilometres an hour he did down Conrod a couple of years ago, but certainly 292 is not hanging around either.
And once again, he's built a massive margin over the rest of the field. Since the safety car race started, it's out to over 20 seconds, similar to what we saw in the previous race, only this time he hasn't had to overtake 49 other cars to get to position 1. Not sure, no, the sector times that we're seeing through sectors 1 and 2 for Steve Lacey would tend to suggest that he's not going to break the lap record. So he'll have to come back in 12 months and try again.
Yeah, certainly will. Okay, down Conrod Straight for the last time. will move into the Boost Mobile chase and out under the Liquid Moly Bridge to take this one out. There's Skye Robertson, American, in second position. But in the meantime, here comes Steve Lacey around for the last time and takes race number 3 for the Skye Sands combined sedans this weekend. In his Chev Camaro. We've got another car stopped up in the cutting.
That's the Pete Burns BMW that's ground to a halt.
Yeah. Here comes second place now. This is Skye Robertson, the American, the 2017 US TA2 champion. And his introduction to Mount Panorama has been a good one. Second outright in the last race for the weekend.
And first in the TA2 class as well. And Rick Newman, after a difficult start to the weekend for him, he's bounced back in style as well. Finishes in third position in the final race. And it's Hugh McAllister who gets ahead of his dad to claim bragging rights within that father and son battle, finishing up in fourth position overall and second of the TA2 cars. Ian McAllister, fifth position outright, third of the TA2 cars. Stephen Coe, who ran as high as third position, falling back to sixth position at the flag ahead of Ashley Bright, Cameron Sendall, Anthony Tenkate and Steve Hay completing our top 10.